Do you recognise it? Yes, this is still the same 1500 quid Range Rover we bought for the classic car buyer fleet. I've just washed it. Now, it didn't even need polishing, but that's not to say it was an easy task. It was a bit like washing the Titanic. So as I went over the car for hours, I noticed all the little bits that needed attention. The door mirror is not in good condition particularly, and there are a few little scratches, and there's a dent behind me on the rear door. Nothing that can't be fixed though, I reckon. So I can turn my attention to things like the engine, which is running a bit rich and a bit lumpy. Now, I've had the spark plugs out, and sure enough they stink of petrol and they've got carbon deposits on them, but I reckon it's more than just ignition stuff. Maybe an air mass flow sensor. Once you're up and running, the other thing to notice is that the front end is a bit wandering all over the road and a bit loose. You're driving along like you're in a 1930s movie. Now, I've checked the tyre pressures. Someone else has been here before as well, because there's a new steering damper. So all the enthusiasts really point to those two things, tyre pressures or steering damper. So it's got to be something else. Ah, but did I mention about the air suspension? Well, look at this. Now, the interesting thing is, when you start this car up, I get a couple of error messages on the dash, one for the air suspension, and the ABS and traction control as well, but they sometimes disappear. I reckon just a dodgy sensor. Now, the air suspension error light has just gone out. Moment of truth, let's see what happens when I push the button down. Oh, okay, the car's going down. Seems fine. The weird thing is, I'm not sure if it's just me, user error, or if there is something going on here, but sometimes it just doesn't respond, and it gets you worried when your air suspension on your Range Rover doesn't work. The rest of the interior works fine. All the buttons, all the heated seats, I mean the CD changer in the back, even, right? The aircon works. Come on. Yeah, it tidies up really nicely actually. I've gotten rid of almost all the dog hairs. In fact, the only thing that lets down the interior is the sagging headliner. But that's not really a surprise for a car of this age. I've got plenty to be getting on with. It could be disastrous, or maybe, just maybe, could be easy. That's what I'm hoping anyway. In the meantime, stay subscribed, and we'll see you soon.